Hello, my beautiful friend. I'm Danielle Lynn, and I'm going to talk with you a little bit today about transmuting anger. Now, actually, before we get into transmuting anger, I want to talk to you a little bit about some perspectives on anger and also share with you some of my own stories and my own experiences with anger. I feel like this is a really important topic for us to talk about and look at because so many of us, especially in the spiritual or evolving sort of communities, tend to feel like anger is something we should just brush under a rug. Well, in this experience and in this scenario, I want to show you how it's more important to allow yourself to feel your anger or whatever it is that you're authentically feeling in any given moment, rather than it is to repress it or push it away. I'm also going to share with you some perspectives about anger and how you can shift it a bit. So, anger always comes from a place of feeling powerless and attempting to regain your power. When we're tapping into anger, we often have, maybe consciously or unconsciously, been holding back our power and making ourselves powerless. We might have convinced ourselves about a story, about how something's unfair, or we have no control over something. And then that doesn't agree with our fuller selves who know that we are this fully incredible, creative, powerful being. So at some point or another, this fuller self of you can only take so much of that story before it almost seems to erupt out of your gut, out of your lower chakras here, and just goes, no, this isn't true. And normally the anger is directed at something external. Normally we get angry at something and we think, oh, it's that stupid person, or oh, it's just that darn cat, or it's this, or it's that, or it's the government or the economy, or it's the everything. And oftentimes we are so overwhelmed by this pulsation of our anger that we are unable to see that whatever it is we're pointing at isn't actually what we're angry about. Every time we're angry, it's always coming from here. Our anger is always coming from within ourselves, and it's always a reaction, as I said, to stifling our inner power. And what ends up happening is something external to us reflects that we're stifling our inner power, and a reactive response to that is anger. Now, a conscious response to maybe getting that reflected would be, oh, okay, I can see that I'm, holding back my power a bit, and okay, here's where we go. But see, that usually happens much, much earlier. Anger is a result of holding back that power, usually for a longer period of time or for very important matters. So, you can only kind of get out of balance with your anger if you've been holding something back for a while. Now, there is a scenario where you can tap in to anger that maybe doesn't feel like it's quite coming from you. So you might feel collective anger, perhaps from all of humanity, perhaps from the earth, perhaps from previous experiences. Sometimes that collective anger, we take it onto ourselves and we feel it's hurt and we start to express it in our human lives. Either way, regardless of how the anger is being experienced or transmuted, it is always within your choice, within your focus, and within your ability to see it and embrace it with love, to integrate it and to transmute it. This is so wonderful, isn't it? Because it's the power that we all have. This is what I love about soul alchemy, because no matter what the situation or scenario is, you never require something external from you to change first before you are allowed to feel good and feel at peace with yourself. And the more all of us remember what powerful soul alchemists we are, the more we are going to see and interact in this world in so much more loving, joyful, fun, and harmonious ways. So, here is a perspective. The next time you feel angry, or even if you're feeling angry while watching this video, I suggest to you, first, give yourself permission to feel that anger. If you feel so much anger that you feel violent, get a pillow, get something, and then allow yourself to safely and gently express that anger. I would say you can also, if you know how to do martial arts or exercise, that's wonderful. Boxing can be wonderful as well. Remember that as you're expressing this anger, it very much helps to just focus on the sensation, the feeling of anger, rather than the story behind the anger. So when you're allowing yourself to express this anger, just focus on how that anger feels. I would not suggest directing it at anyone. I would not suggest even directing it at yourself, because that anger is a powerful force, and all energies like that have a boomerang effect. Now, if you have directed anger at someone before, don't worry, don't stress. You're not going to get beat up or punished for it. What I would suggest, however, is to follow along with the rest of this integration, because then it won't matter how much of that anger has been there now or before, or any other part in between, because as you transmute, this has a very powerful, I want to say metabolizing effect almost in all areas of your life. I was also going to go with, the other M word, we'll go with metabolizing. So it has a very powerful metabolizing effect in all of your life. So the more you practice this integration, the more you not only transmute all of this energy with yourself, but you even begin to show collectively through your heart how to transmute this energy, and you actually uplift the world. So go you. Thank you for doing this. And I do want to say right now, very, very genuinely, I'm very genuinely saying thank you. Thank you for choosing to watch this video and follow along with these steps right here as feels aligned to you, because you are doing such a great service to all of this world and all of this universe. Thank you. For yourself as well. So, go ahead and, like we said in the first step, express that anger, and remember to just focus on the sensation of it. Focus on how the anger actually feels as an energy in your body. Try as best as you can to disengage from the stories, or at least to get very vague with them. Like if you're angry at a specific person, you might just say, I'm angry at people, or I'm frustrated, I feel angry. I wish I could express myself. But you see, you're not directing that so much at a specific person, because the key here when you're focusing this is to really allow yourself, when you're expressing that anger, is to do that. Now, if you feel like you really need to say something to or about this person, I would suggest to, after you express some of that raw energy of anger, then go ahead and sit down and write out what I call your very angry list. Everything that this person or situation has done you wrong, all the ways you are disappointed in it, all the ways you're upset in it, just let loose on this paper. Just go for it. This is your time to shine. This is the time to air all your grievances. And as you do this, you might actually almost feel that energy almost purging from your heart to your arm to the pen and on the paper. It's almost going to feel like bleh as you're getting everything out there. This is fantastic. Okay, this is fantastic. Whatever it is, just write every last bit down that you can feel in that moment. And once you're done, taking a nice deep breath. All right. Now, you have this paper here in front of you, and you have that energy there, and you've written it out, and you've really expressed that. And I would encourage you to look at the very first one on there and look at that. Feel that and feel where it feels in your body. And as you're reading that first bit that you're angry about, you're feeling in your body, you say, I see you. I see you, and you're allowed to exist. You're allowed to exist. You're allowed to feel this way. You're allowed to feel how you're feeling. You are welcome here. You are welcome to feel how you're feeling. And as you're doing this, you're talking to the paper, you're talking to the being, you're talking to yourself. You are giving permission for this to exist. And this is key, because your willingness to give permission for this to exist is pivoting you in a very profound way. Go to this list. Do the same for each one. Give your permission for it to exist. Now, here's the key. Back to the first one. I give you permission to feel, to exist, to be as you are. I'm mad at you, but I give myself permission to be mad. I feel this way, but I give myself permission to feel this way. I am a loving, sacred being, and I am allowed to feel this way. I am allowed to feel this way. And say that. I am allowed to feel angry. I am allowed to feel however it is I want to feel. I am allowed. And as you say this, you might find yourself a little excited. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to feel this way. What? I'm allowed. You might feel wonder. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to feel angry. All that time I was beating myself up for feeling angry, but I'm allowed to feel that. Oh, I'm allowed to feel my power. I'm allowed. I'm allowed. I am allowed to feel how I feel. I'm allowed. And you are allowed. You are absolutely allowed. And you feel that? If you walked along with that, if you let yourself feel that as we were doing that, you found that it's not so much that you're feeling angry. It's not even who you're feeling angry about. Sometimes it's that density around feeling angry that keeps us stuck in that cycle. And by walking through each list, now don't force it. Don't force yourself to shift, because the truth is everything you're saying about I'm allowed to feel angry is true. You are allowed to feel angry, and there is no time limit on that. But the more you give yourself permission to feel how you feel, it's almost as though you are holding space with yourself. You're sitting with yourself. That part of you that's angry, that's a hurt child. That's a hurt child that's looking for your love. It's looking for your permission to exist. It's looking for your acceptance. And when we push that away, when we try to force ourselves to change, when we say you shouldn't be angry or I don't want to feel angry, then we're almost rushing that part of ourselves that wants to be seen, heard, and loved. And by going through this exercise and giving yourself permission to be allowed to feel each of these things, what you're going to find is without trying, without making yourself change, I guarantee you will feel a profound shift in your life. And all you need to do, don't try and change the anger. Don't try and stop the anger. Just allow yourself to feel how you're feeling. Be there for you. Be there for that angry child. Be the person you wish was there for you. Be the person you're crying for. Be the person that understands you, and sit there with yourself and go, as ever long as you're angry, I am by your side. I will never judge you. I will never step away from you. I will always, this part of me that's talking to you will always be there for you. Even if other parts of your mind judge you, it doesn't matter, because I will be there for you. And the more you talk to yourself this way, whether it's with anger or anything else in your life that you would love to transmute and shift, the more you're going to see your connection to yourself and to all of life around you. Remember, no matter what you're going through, you have all the tools you need to connect with it, to transmute it, to handle it, to joyfully play with it in every single way here and now. There is nothing in this world worth losing your peace or your love over. And I promise you that no matter how hard it is, you have the path here and now to get to anywhere you want to be. If you enjoyed this video, and if you want more resources on things like anger, or if you want more resources on how to connect to yourself, I want to invite you to go to daniellelyn.com. I have a wonderful course and experience available for you on daniellelyn.com/love. And also, if you have any questions or comments you want to share about this video, I want to invite you to share them in the comments section. I love reading them. I love hearing from you. And please do, if you found anything that was useful to you, please like the video, subscribe. I love staying connected to you. And remember, no matter where you are right where you need to be. Love you.